just want to go in for my tea. One of the members going to pretend you're happy, give him a wave. See ya. See you later. Fuming. Hi, I'm Al, and you're back with Chronicles of a Not Yet Champion Golfer. I say back with Chronicles of a Not Yet Champion Golfer. You're only back with me if you watched the last video. If you didn't, then alright. Today is all about putting. I played a tournament last week, Leeds Cup. Little fact for you, oldest trophy in professional golf. I haven't got the trophy though. Me putting wasn't good. Shot scores of 68, 70, finished 15th, but the putting 33 putts first day, 34 second day, and if you follow the putts gain stat, I lost 7 shots on the field. Well, I say on the field, that's based on PGA Tour averages, they weren't PGA Tour greens, but 7 shots. I'd missed out on the win by 6 shots, so it wasn't particularly close, but taking that into account, my putting was a little bit better. I might have been there, so hence why I'm on the putting green. So I'm going to go through a few of the drills that I like to work on. I say like to work on, the drills that I haven't been working on enough. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to talk you through why I always forget how to speak. I'm going to talk you through a few of the drills. I always like to start on the mirror drill. There's lines on the mirror that basically make sure that you're pointing at the target. The line that the ball's on, you can look back and see that your eyes are on that line. I like to get my eyes over the line because I feel like it can sort of look straight down the target. The first line to the left of the target line, that makes sure your shoulders are square. Through, in, one-handed, bosh. This is what I like to work on just to start with. It takes care of the basics, make sure everything's online. I'll hit a few putts, not really overly focused on technique or anything, just let it kind of free flow, and I'll try and hold probably 20 or so of these in a row. Hopefully shouldn't really miss, and it should build a bit of confidence in the ball going that often. Straight away I feel a little bit uncomfortable getting the basics right, so I've obviously drifted into bad habits. Okay, that's enough of that. So let's just say done 20. I can't. Stupid. Right, it's late now. It's late in the evening, so these greens have been walked on all day, so I'm not saying that that's my fault. I'm saying that's the greens. If these two go in now, we'll move on. Okay, move on. Okay, next one. This is my technical part of my practice. So it's called a My Putting template. Visio, Harold Swash Putting, WW, I don't know what the website is. Basically, you can see that black line works on an arc, and that's my ideal arc. That's what I want to put at. That's how I want the putter to work back and through. Again, make sure the ball's lined up with that target line and just get that putter working back and through on that arc. Like 10 putts or so, see 10 putts going in the hole. You can always go back to it, but to start with, I like to see 10 putts going in here, back and through on that arc, and it misses right. So many things affect a putt. All you can do is try and start it online and build a stroke that's likely to start it online under pressure, That's good. Good thing with this sort of practice is you come out and you tell your missus you'll be an hour doing a bit of practice. just want to go in for my tea. So she's done your tea. You get home, that's cold because you've been on here for 3 hours because you haven't completed your challenges. Is one of the members going to pretend you're happy? Give him a wave. See ya. See you later. Fuming. 10 in a row, come on. 1. 4. 4. 4. 4. You get the gist of what I'm doing. I'm going to stay here because I'm not going to sleep at night. I'll have to get this in, but you haven't got time to be watching a video that's going to be 3 hours long, so I'll move on to the next one. Just need to calm down. Just need to take a minute to calm down first. Someone get me a pint. Move on. There's a crow. Third drill. So this one is just trying to see a line, draw a line in your head of where the ball's going to go. So I'm starting the ball from, if you can see that point there, the little hole in the green. I didn't make the hole, it was already there. That's where the ball's going to go. It has to go through that gate, feed down the line, through that gate, and in the hole. So this one we're looking at starting the ball on line, first key, and at the right pace, second key. So matching line and pace and picturing that entry point. Now there's a T next to the hole there. I don't know if you can see it if we go a little bit closer. Just there next to the hole, that is my start line. So quite a big break on this, and I wouldn't say it was going to break that much, but I have tested it out before, so that's where it goes. So yeah, no aids on the stroke here. This is just basically seeing the line, reacting to it, and trying to make as good a putt as you can. Okay, so I'm going for full routine on these. You know, it's a putt that I want to treat like I would play it on the golf course, and this is just drawing the line for me because I can see my gate. I know the line has got to feed down, and as I'm set up to the ball, I am looking down and following that line with my eyes. Wow, I can't see that going in, but let's see. Full routine. I like to stand directly behind the ball, looking down the line from a practice stroke, just because I feel like it's a little bit more relative to the line I'm in, or get comfortable with where I am. See that line and let it go. Oh, close. Got to get the pace absolutely perfect. That was less than expected. So you can see matching line and pace, that's just getting used to what a certain slope feels like, to see a line, to see how much it goes in. If you'd have put that down, I mean, I set this up earlier. I used a machine to set up where I know that breaking point is and set up those gates, but if you'd have said to me that's where it's going to break, I would never aim that far left. You know, this is my start line here. I'd never see that much slope. But for me, I always struggle left to right because I don't see the ball coming off the start line as quickly, and this just sort of, you know, programs me a little bit better to see what a putt does at certain slopes. So you can set that up for any sort of breaking putt, but it just allows you to start seeing green slopes a little bit better, reading putts a little bit better, and understanding the relationships between that pace and getting the right line. So have a go at that. Set it up on right to left putts, left to right putts. I'm not going to do that now because we haven't got all night, but it just gets you seeing the line. And make sure when you're looking down, you're looking relative to your start line, but then see the line and see the entry point. About 2/3 of the length of the putt, you want to set up a gate, see the ball going in the hole that way, and then when you're playing on the course, you can sort of set up that imaginary gate in your head and then picture it going through that target. This is something I'm going to do a lot of over the next few weeks before Q School. should make a difference. Too late for last week, but learned my lesson. Oh, that's my phone ringing now. That's brilliant, isn't it? No, Dan. Lost where I am. Thanks, Dan. Yeah. Breaking putts. So, in my state of frustration last night, and also hunger because I was late for my dinner, I forgot to film an ending to the video. So my chief editor wasn't very pleased with me. The chief editor, it's Nikki at home. That. So the moral of the story there is, not the moral of the story that, the moral of the story there is to remember doing an ending, but the moral of the story in terms of putting is to make sure you stay on top of things. You know, putting was always a strength of mine. It's always something that I felt pretty good at. And that, as a consequence, I've neglected it really. I was struggling a little bit ball striking, went out, worked on that, fixed that, but just sort of stuck with it. Kept hitting balls and not spending enough time on the putting green. And that's so important. So from now on in, I vow to maintain my basics on putting. That's going to be a lot of work on the mirror, a lot of work on the my putting template. Just making sure that I stay on top of it. It's not massive technical work, it's just making sure I don't get into any bad habits. You know, even if it is a strength, make sure you're doing little bits. You know, you're segregating your practice effectively, really, so you take care of every part of your game. Other than that, I'm going to check out. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on my website and on Facebook. All the links are in the description to this video, which is down there. Don't think that works. I've just seen people do that before, you know, and they've got point there. No, it's not there. It's in the description. So head over there, and I'll see you next Tuesday. I'm off to go and smash some drivers now. Oh, I forgot my clubs. Idiot.